Well, hello there. Welcome to my 7-year, $500,000 ticket, $500,000 net worth challenge. It starts right now, guys. I'm going to jump right into what this is all about. This is about being transparent and being authentic on a journey to increase my financial net worth over a 7-year span. You're going to see my highs and lows, the ins and outs, the good and the bad and the ugly during this journey. This is for you guys to give you some hope, but also let you see what I wanted to see when I was going through the process. Someone who are actually doing it. Don't just talk about it, be about it, right? Not talking points, but show action, show authenticity, and show transparency. And that's what you're going to get right now. So I'm going to show you some figures right now, all my accounts. This is what it's all about. I have taken pains to protect my account, protect the people around me. You're getting ready to see. And during this journey, you're going to follow me along on my daily rituals. You're going to see my accounts. You're going to see my journal. You're going to see my gratitude journal. You're going to see how I do things, tips and tips of the trade. But right now, I'm going to talk about, let me tell you how it's going to go. I'm going to show you some actual figures right now. Right now, as I speak to you in a few seconds, I'm going to show you all my accounts. Second thing I'm going to do is also I'm going to talk about why I'm doing this, some disclaimers. Then third, I'm going to have you guys follow along with me, go along with me on my daily rituals, what I do to accumulate money and what I do with it in the end. Okay, let's jump to it. All right, so it all starts with here. This is my regular brick and mortar banking account. I'm going to put myself down here. All right. So what I have, this is where everything starts. This is where everything generates, all right? I have, as far as me putting my time in for money, right? This represents these accounts, right? Now, the first one you see up there, the first checking account, covers my gig economy business. And I have two sources of income. I do Spark, the Spark app, which covers deliveries for Walmart and Sam's Club and some other places. The second checking account you see down there represents my full-time job. This you see here as extra money in my accounts. Everything is automated, all right? Now, one thing I will say that I haven't given out to some of you guys yet, and I could have it as a separate video, is another something that I don't think a lot of people talk about. But when you're going automated and things are coming out of your account, it's very important to have what I call extra in your account. And this fund that I'm using is going to be spread up around these two checking accounts, so forth. What I'm saying is that if you're having everything automated, when you guys get to the point where you're successful with your money and you want to go automated with everything, it's important to have extra in there. You never know what's going to come out. Someone may make a mistake. We all are human, right? And these companies make mistakes as well. You don't want to tight cash yourself or tight put yourself where for example, you go, well, I got $2,000 being automatically taken out of my checking account, but you only get $2,000 in your account. You're really spreading yourself thin, and the margin of error is very thin right there. You could cause yourself a problem if you don't have a savings account, for example, that can catch your overdraft fees, for example, right? It just so happens that you see down below, I have a savings account there that can cover that. But just let you guys know, that's something to be very cognizant of, okay? Even though I have an emergency fund, so forth and so on, I always keep this here, a little extra, whether it's be $250 extra up to $1,000 extra between these two accounts, so forth and so on. Okay, so that's where it starts. Now, let me go down below. You see there. Let's go ahead and take care of that. That savings account. That savings account is my taxes. That covers my taxes. There's money being put in there once a month, and I actually should have a little bit more in there, but the $1,200 represents taxes. Okay, and I'm going to talk about more. I got more funds to talk to you guys about. Okay, so that's where it starts at. That's where it starts at. All right. Now, the first checking account you guys see up there, I'll tell you what, let me do something here. I want to show you guys something. Let me get back to that my bank account, but before it times out, this particular site times out. So if you don't get it, if you don't have no activity on here in 15 minutes, it times out. So I want to show you guys this, one of my investment accounts. Okay, now this is my traditional IRA I have at Fidelity. I have a financial advisor. He manages both of my accounts. Now, a couple of videos ago, I showed you guys my Roth IRA hooked up with this set. It's hooked up with Fidelity, and my financial advisor also manages that as well. He manages this one, the traditional, and he manages my Roth IRA. Okay, so I'm going to show you that Roth IRA a little later in another video. Right now, we're going to talk about this one. Now, let me talk about this, and then I'll get back to my bank account, and then we'll talk about what's coming out of those two checking accounts. Okay, so this thing here is taking a dip. Look at this chart up here. You guys can see where my traditional my traditional IRA was here in February 28th, for example, right? Look how much it's taking a dip from February 28th. It was 52,000. Now it's all the way down to 49,000. I'm not surprised that it's down. So it's taken a good dip here in the last, couple of weeks here. Okay. So, but I want you guys to see, now this is my traditional IRA. I brought this down here to be managed by my financial advisor. When I moved from Minneapolis to Omaha, I took my 401k up there where I was working in my 401k Roth, and just transfer them down here now. Okay. So this is that account right here. So I'm looking for this, as we look at the 3-year mark on this thing here, see that graph up top, the 3-year mark. Can't guarantee anything, guys. And what I'll say is that I'm not going to guarantee you guys by looking at my account. When you look at my account, this is no guarantee for you. This is my life and my account only. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just talking about my situation and my account. Okay. All right. So I want to show you guys that. Let's go back to my bank account now. Let me tell you guys what comes out of these two accounts. All right. Starting with the top one there. That is my business. That is for my gig economy work. That is for my 2 apps I get paid twice a week on. I have 3 streams of income on my trading time for money. That's the top one represents 2 paychecks. The bottom checking account represents my full-time job, 1 paycheck. So let me talk to you guys about the first one. What comes out of there? What comes out of there? I take care of my gas for the car. I take care of my YouTube TV, which I'll talk to you guys about that. I'm also going to show you guys my budget. I'm going to talk. I acquired a credit card recently. I'm going against the Dave Ramsey plan. Dave Ramsey don't like credit cards, and that's one thing I deviate from Dave now over the years. I just acquired a credit card, and I'll tell you guys about that as I go along, and why I decided to go against my man and get a credit card. Also, Shopify comes out of this particular account. Now, I have a Shopify store that I'm trying to get going. So, also, let me talk to you guys about this as well. So, I have my emergency fund coming out of this account. I have that emergency fund represents $250 per month. That comes out and goes to a money market account hooked up to a credit union. So my credit union has a money market account. That's my emergency fund. And I can show you guys that as well and where I'm at. That emergency fund is taking some hit over the last year and a half, guys. That's for sure. And also my car replacement, car fix fund is $250 a month. That also comes out of this checking account. All my money, guys, from my 2 sources of income feeds all these things. My 2 apps, my 2 gig economy apps feed these things. So I'm telling you right now. So again, that was my emergency fund, $250. That was my car replacement, car fix fund, $250. Talk about the taxes. we also talked about that comes out of this account as well. We need to talk about, I had a lending club, online bank. And if you guys know about the online banks, non-brick and mortar, so they're able to take those savings and transfer those savings to people like me, in the form of, high yield savings accounts, right? They give you a higher yield because they save on the brick and mortar, for example, right? And so Lending Club is one of those accounts. And I was going, as you guys know, some of you guys, long-term guys know, I was going for some property, buying property, either it be a duplex or when I first started, it was a townhome, condo. Then it went to, I started strategizing as I get older here. I'm thinking I can do like a little, I can do a house hack, whereas I can get a duplex, live in one on side, rent out the other. And my thought process was living there for a year or two and then move out and then put another tenant in there and so forth and so on. Based on where I am right now, the housing market, I had to make a decision on that as well. And that also kind of deviates from the Dave Ramsey, paradigm shift of, he focused on, his mindset is, hey, you build wealth by having having home ownership. Well, my thought process, look, I had to deviate from that. And it's not saying that I'm not going to go back to that, but that's where I'm at right now. So I have paused, guys. I have paused and set aside my acquiring property ambition. Or acquiring a house or a townhome or duplex, ambition right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm taking that Lending Club house fund and I'm transferring that to combining my car replacement fund at my credit union, and I'm combining those two with my Lending Club. Now I'm going to be contributing $500 to my car replacement fund. And my thought process on that is that what powers this whole thing for me, one of the powerful engines I have to power all this, meaning that since I work the gig economy and I'm driving all over the place every day or every other day or 6 days a week, is that one of the things that power that is my car, right? There's me and the car. That's what powers this business. That's what powers all this, guys. If I cannot generate this money that goes in my investments unless I have a good, decent running car. And I got to be in good health as well. So those two things power all this, guys. And saying all that, I had to set aside more money to go to my car replacement fund. Okay. And I'm going to show you that in a second. All right. So these are kind of my thought processes, where I'm at right now. And on my 7-year journey to $500,000 $500,000 ticket, I had to strategize. And you guys are hearing some of my thought process and strategizing and getting to that point. Also, out of this first checking goes to my Fidelity accounts. Okay, I have an S&P 500 SPLG that gets $150 a month. I have a information technology ETF that also gets $150 a month. So that's $300 goes to those two things right there. All coming from this first checking account. Also from the first checking account goes to my Roth IRA. Okay, so my Roth IRA gets $159.57 a week. All right. If there's 5 weeks in a month, it gets another $159.57. All right. All equal to $8,000 a year. I'm maxing out my Roth IRA, guys. I'm over 50. The required the amount you can put into your Roth IRA is $7,000. But if you're over 50 like I am, you can contribute another $1,000. So that's $8,000. So there you go, guys. There you have it. All of that is coming out of my first checking account where my gig business money goes. All right. Again, I'm going to show you my budget, let you know what's coming in. I'm also going to show you my my credit union where my emergency fund is, and my car replacement fund temporarily is right now. My thought process again is to replace the car on a quicker time frame. All right. Right now, I bought the car. I use it for my gig work, guys, and already it's got 80,000 miles on it, and I bought it, in 23. So this process teaches you and also taught me that the best thing I can do in my life, in my financial life, is always think ahead. Always think ahead. The car may be fine now, but what about 2 years from now, 3 years from now? So I have to up the ante. I let that car generate money to so I can put into assets. And that's exactly what I'm doing, okay? All right, guys. So all that goes to that. Now, let's go down to the last checking account, and I'll tell you guys what comes out of that. Now, again, this is my full-time job. This is extra you see in here now. I'm going to get paid here pretty soon, here in a few days. That's going to be added to that. So out of this checking account comes my living expenses, including my cell phone bill, my CenturyLink internet service, my car insurance, my rental insurance. Now, the health insurance is taken out of my paycheck already, right? So my HSA also is in this account, but it's pre-tax, right? My 401k is pre-tax, okay? Now, what I'm paying out of this account is I have a separate brokerage account. It's called Moo, and I only contribute $50 a month. So that's small. It gives me an opportunity to work my individual stocks. I have 8 individual stocks in my Moo account, guys, that I play around with. It's not a big part of my money coming in or my net worth. So I can play around with that. Again, it's only $50 a month. Inside that Moo account, though, are the Magnificent Seven, right? Microsoft, Tesla, Google, Facebook, and all them, right? They're all in that account that I play around with. It's not a lot of money, but over the years, I want to build up to a good amount, right? Also, another individual stock called Eli Lilly. So I have 8 individual stocks in that Moo account that I manage, right? And all that money, all that comes from my second checking account here, guys. All right. So let's switch over. Let me see here. Let's switch over to my what I'm going to do next. Let's switch over to my emergency fund at my credit union. Okay, guys, so here is my money market account inside my credit union. Again, I mentioned before how my emergency fund, guys, have taken a hit over the last year and a half. I've had some emergencies in the family with people close to me. I've dispersed money out to them. So they've had emergencies. They've been going through some difficult times. So what I've done was take money off my emergency fund. It was up to $12,500. Now I'm down to $7,000. So one of my key goals here going forward is to increase that emergency fund back to the $12,500. I feel comfortable at that level where it is. Eventually, I would love to get it up to total goal of $20,000, but I am safe where I am now. I feel safe. I have multiple streams of income coming in, so I feel safe with $12,500, and that's what I'll shoot for this year. Okay. Now, what you see down here is down below there is the regular savings. Okay, that is my car replacement fixed fund. Okay, so again, I'm going to combine that with my used to be house fund to make a bigger car replacement car fixed fund. Okay, now let's go to my budget. Okay, guys, what I want to show you, this is my budget. It's called Every Dollar, the Every Dollar app. Okay, and I use this budget. It's a great budgeting app, guys. I've been doing this thing, working this budget for years, and it's really helped me out, organize my thoughts, organize my money, where I can tell my money where to go. Now, what you see up here is March 25. Up there, you see it up top there, it's got planned, spent, and then remaining. All right. The plan part is what you plan, what I plan throughout the month, what I vision my month, how my month's going. Okay. Now, my planned income, my predicted income is $5,200. First paycheck, $2,000. My gig business, $3,200. I have. It's kind of nice, you know. You go down here, you can always add items to your list of things. It's a really nice app. I like it. You know, it really keeps me organized. So I planned on giving $325. My emergency fund. Plan on putting in $500 for that. Down here, you see my rent is $860. That includes my garage. So I'm down here in the Omaha area now. It's getting more expensive as the years go on here in Omaha. Omaha is traditionally a great city for cost of living. That's kind of ticked up a little bit, but you can still find, you know, decent places around to rent. So my rent is reasonable, manageable, and it's great for me what I have to do over the 7-year period of this $500,000 challenge. So it's $860 plus garage. My electric bill is $37. House fund, there he goes, that house fund again. That's going to change again. So I predicted I will spend $300 in gas. This gas and food thing for me is kind of topsy-turvy. Sometimes I can get it right. Sometimes I can't with my gig business with gas and that so forth and so on. As you see down below there in transportation, oil changes. No oil changes this month yet. As you go down the list here, my food. Now, here it is, guys, the food budget. You guys have heard me during my videos. That's the big problem, $360, right? And beforehand, guys, that thing was $500, $550. It gets ridiculous, okay? And it's still ridiculous, okay? And that's one of my biggest challenges going forward. Gym membership, the miscellaneous, you know, for the business and stuff like that, extra things I may need, cell phone, CenturyLink, internet, YouTube. I plan on getting rid of my YouTube, guys. I plan on getting rid of my YouTube TV. I had to figure that out. $90, it jetted up from $82 to $90 this past month. I can't justify that. I'm never home to watch it. So that's on got to go eventually. I had to get rid of that. And for April, that's got to go. I got to figure that out. Credit card, $500. Let's put $500 on it. So the reason why I picked up a credit card is that I want to be able to, going forward in my journey, I do plan on taking some trips to my 7-year journey to $500,000, $500,000 ticket. I want to strategize. I put myself in position. I want to use the credit card perks. I want to be able to use it. I want to be able to put on my credit card the things I just gave you before, my living expenses. Transfer that from my bank to my credit card. If you're going to pay your rent and stuff already anyway, you might as well put on a credit card, generate the points, generate the perks, and that's my strategy going forward. Okay, that's going to allow me, you know, maybe some hotel perks, some airline perks, travel, you know, for that type of travel thing, right? That I want to do down the road here. All right, so I got my March Madness. That was just specifically for March. It only happens in March. I got a little carried away. You see that red? You'll see I got a little carried away with it. All right. Some things I want to get rid of. Another thing I want to get rid of as well is my insurance. See the auto insurance right down there, guys? I want to get rid of that thing. $215 a month. All right. You can't get rid of it because you need car insurance, but I can definitely reduce it, okay? It's $215 a month. Since I bought my car in 23, I've had 4 brush up accidents, whatever you want to call them. Fender benders. I had 2, well, they're all fender benders, right? I've had 3 people hit me and I rear-ended somebody, guys. And so it's been one thing after another with this new car. And of course, my auto insurance increased because of it, right? So going forward, I got to strategize how to get that lower. You see my rental insurance down there, and then you see my tax fund, $250, all right? So the last one is my investments. I'm putting in, on my gig economy side alone, I'm putting in $988.28 to investments I told you guys about. The only investment coming out of my full-time job checking account is my is my Moo account. Okay, so there you guys have it, and that's what I'll show you guys when I get back to the video. I want to show you guys what I've spent. All right, and what's remaining? There's only thing remaining is my rental insurance. See that March Madness? I got carried away. I got $72 over, and my check and my cell phone bill. I didn't plan that accordingly. I didn't anticipate the $11, so I went over $11 over that. I put it for $100, and my actual cell phone bill was $111. So, all right, so that's what I got remaining. My electric bill is left, and that's it. Everything else is paid for. I got paid less on my paychecks, all paychecks this month, guys. So it put my budget in a crunch when I don't plan well, when I don't envision well. So I came up short $72 on my full-time job, and I came up $583 short on my gig business. I had planned on working more. I decided to take off, so I got hit pretty hard, all right? So, okay, guys, there you have it. There's some transparency. There's some authenticity to my $500,000 half a mil ticket journey that I'm on right now. I want to show you guys my accounts. There you have it. As I go along, I'm going to show you these accounts over and over again. I'm going to show you some more accounts on the next couple videos down the road so you can keep track of what I'm doing and putting my practice into place by my actual numbers. You guys can see my actual numbers, okay, as I go along with this thing, right? So that just give you guys a little snapshot of where my life is financially and what I'm trying to do, strategizing going forward, okay? If you guys have any questions on my process, what I'm doing, don't be shy. Drop some comments down below in the description box, or if you want to ask some personal questions that you need to answer some questions for me where I am, you also can reach out to my personal email down below. Okay, let's get back to the video. That as you go along, you see that you don't have to be perfect in this financial literacy space, right? You don't have to know everything, and you ain't got to do everything perfect to win with money, all right? And you're going to see that as you follow me along. Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm damn sure not perfect, all right? I'm going to tell you right now. So you're going to see some accounts. Again, you're going to see me talk about, we're going to do more of like a recap, how I did throughout the week. We're going to also talk about, you're going to hear me talk about planning for the next week, some of my goals for the next week as well, depending on what the previous week was all about. And again, this is about sharing wins and losses, guys. All right. You're not going to go through this process. And I think I kind of knew that when I started. You're not going to go through this process just having all wins. All right. I mean, being all hunky-dory and white picket fence, right? It ain't going to work like that. And I had to learn that, man. I really had to learn that, right? And so, yes, and I had to learn how to embrace those losses. You know what I'm saying? Because you fell in forward. You embrace those losses. You pick yourself back up. You fell in forward to a higher, take it to another level, right? And that's what it's all about in this financial game. Because you're definitely going to have some losses, that's for sure. So it's very important, I think, for you guys to get in my mind on what I learned throughout the years going through this financial process, right? Going through this financial journey, right? And a lot of that stuff is documented in my journal, and I'll just pluck right out of the journal and talk about it like I always have. But I have failed at the end of last year, I failed like 3 straight months on, containing that outrageous food budget I have, right? So I'll talk to you guys about that along my journey. It's been difficult for me, all right? There's some challenges here. My budgeting, my sleep pattern, my physical health. I had to get better at all these things. These are goals I have set for myself. So these are challenges, guys. These are challenges that I'll be talking to you about and I'm going to be dealing with on a daily basis. I mean, it's definitely not going to be perfect. It ain't been perfect so far. So I set some goals for 2025 to achieve, some of these goals, of those challenges. Okay. So what I want this to represent also is to engage you where you are in your process, right? This is for people who are dead set on improving their financial literacy, improving their financial standing, getting to be a situation where they can control their money, tell their money what to do. Some of you want to get out of debt. Some of you want to build a mercy fund. Some of you want to build wealth. Some of you want all of those things, right? Some of you just want to live better. You all right? You want to live a better life for you and your family, right? You and your grandkids, right? And your offspring, your downline, right? So that's what this is all about, man. So to engage you guys. And also, I want you guys to understand that, look, yours truly, he may need an accountability partner, right? I got a long way to go. I got 2,774 days in this process. 7 years, right? 7 years. And that's the challenge I set, guys. And this is to reach out to you guys, someone out there that can hold me accountable. And definitely, we all need that. I definitely need that. Yours truly here, right? So I need someone to not just tell me what I want to hear, but tell me what I need to hear in this process. I'm going to have some ups, highs, and lows, and good and bad days. I need someone out there that can, to keep me uplifted, check me on it, and then keep me inspired, keep me going, and give me some hope to get through this process. But, it's nothing wrong with having a cheerleader. I think all of us need a cheerleader, right? And yours truly does well. I need to make sure everybody know who's following me in this journey, why I'm doing this, right? You have to know why I'm doing this. And for me, if you follow me throughout the years, you have known all my whys, many different whys, right? I want to create this as a living legacy, video legacy for when the day I'm not here, for my family downline to see 25, 30, 50, 100 years from now, right? To find out, to know and have knowledge in your head, to look and see with your own eyes how one of your family members did it, how he became debt-free and he built wealth after that. And he's showing his daily habits, his daily goals, his daily to-do list, his tips and his tricks and how he got there, right? How he accumulated a six-figure net worth, how he took that six-figure net worth and increased to $500,000 a year, or $500,000 net worth, I should say, right? So those are very important, right? And it's also very important to, if you're going to talk about it, be about it, right? There's a whole lot of people you see on YouTube, on this platform, talk. But where are the receipts, right? Show your receipts, right? You don't have to show everything, or you don't have to be all out there like that where people can grab your information and this and that and the other with it. But you can show something. And you can show something to the people out there that really need to see this, really need to see hope and be guided in a great way, right? To actually see this stuff, right? Because when you just talking points, that's great, but you got to be at a point to the fact that, hey, you can take those talking points and show action steps, right? That created the financial literacy, that created the emergency fund, that created the getting out of debt, that created the $100,000 net worth, $1 million net worth, $10 million net worth, right? That's very important, I believe, right? So this is the true, going forward, the true currency of content creators like myself, right? If you want to be authentic and real, you got to show. It ain't about proving anything to anybody. It ain't about none of that. It's about showing your people who follow you that these are steps you have to take in a real life way, in a real life authentic way, right? And there's no better way to show that than that on camera. You see the actions, everyday actions that people like me have done to, and I'm not perfect, guys. I still got a lot of work to do too if I want to get my goal. But this is the process that you go about doing that. And I really believe this is the new age currency going forward. But it also, again, is to give hope, but also is to prove myself that I can do it. I can come from, I want to give an example. I want to give myself out there to you guys as a lap rat to let you guys see my life. It takes a lot for me to open up my life like this, but I'm taking that chance because I feel like I'm empowered enough to do that. I worked myself to this point where I empowered myself to you can give people hope, let myself be out there like this so you guys can see for yourself what I'm doing and to give you guys some inspiration, some hope that you can do the same thing, okay? And This is also to honor my ancestors. This is to honor my three spirits that was with me when I was down, when I was striving to get out of debt. My grandfather, my uncle, and my stepfather, Oscar, they were all there with me to empower me through it when I had nobody. I had no accountability partner. This is to give back to them, to give back to my mother. Everybody who came before me, that all my people that I grew up with, all my former football players that I played ball with, they're dead and gone now, or some of my friends that are dead and gone now. This is to honor these people that's not here to enjoy life now. This is my way of giving back to all these people, right? And giving back to all these people, right? And giving back to all these people who, if they were alive, would probably want something like me, a good life, a good future, and a good peace and tranquility of a mindset, all right? So there you go. Thank you guys for joining me. Welcome to my 7-year, $500,000 ticket, $500,000 net worth challenge. It's going to be, like I say, it's going to be one hell of a thing. Join me on my daily basis. I'm going to share you guys my net worth, how it goes up, highs and lows, wherever it is. I'm going to show you what it is throughout my journey. Join me, guys. Here we go. I got a long way to go. I'm going to need some of your help. All right. So let's do it. Let's go after it. And you're welcome to reach out to me anytime. I'll share my actual email in my description box down below that you can reach out to me, okay? Let's do it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my 2,774-day journey to reach a $500,000 ticket net worth by August 6, 2032. This is my journey. Documented in the last video. I'll be talking about it more later on today. Right now I'm headed to my full-time job. I have to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday. Usually I get done generally between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Sometimes a little later, sometimes a little earlier. This full-time job, I documented that in my last video, talked about that and talked about how this full-time job allows me time freedom, where I can get off early enough, where I can do my gig work. I documented also, talked about my last video that I went all in on the gig economy. I left my middle management job. It was taking up too much of my time, and it was taxing on every aspect of my life. So there's no way I could accomplish anything unless I had two different entities of money coming in, streams of income with my full-time job and a gig economy job. I have created a business out of my gig economy jobs. I do Spark, which covers deliveries for Walmart and Sam's Club, and then I do a thing called GoPuff, which is a grocery store fulfillment app. And so those two things allow me to create a business out of it, become a business owner as an independent contractor. And so I do that after my full-time job, and those two things keeps me busy. So I have multiple streams of income coming in, and then I have what I do is I just make it work. I apply all the money I make strategically to take care of my necessities, my needs, my needs, and then I use the extra money to fund my investments. And so that's how I do it. But requires long days, and if you're gonna have, my thing, guys, if you're gonna have anything, if I'm gonna make my goals and dreams, aspirations come to fruition, I got to put in the work. And I think a lot of people just think that they see guys on YouTube. The reason why I did all this, because one of the reasons why I'm doing this, transparency type of a vlog is for just that, to be transparent, so you guys can see all what I go through to get where I'm going. And I think that a lot of times people don't understand that. They see people talking on YouTube but they don't get the gist of what people go through to be successful financially. And I think this is the new age currency, is be transparent for us people, for people to see people like me, not just talking on YouTube, not just, saying this and that about finances. It's great to talk about it, but it also shows you another side of it if you're transparent. If someone like me can show you guys what do we have to go through to be successful. And I think a lot of content creators have to get that point too, to understand that yeah, it's great to talk about it, but the true currency going forward is to show people how to do it, and on their everyday lives, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the way to do it. I think that's the way going forward. That's what's going to have to happen. For me, that's what I came up with. That's my decision too, and that's one of the reasons why. I have others too, but one of the reasons why I'm doing this is if you're going to subscribe to my channel and follow me, you're going to see exactly what Kminustwo is all about, what I go through on a daily basis. And it ain't just started for me, guys. Mine been going for a long time. This been a long time to make it, even before I became financially equipped with handling my money and telling my money what to do. 20 years in the making. It just so happens that back in 2013, almost 12 years ago, that's when I became very, very diligent and strategic and intentional about my money. And so that's where I'm at, man. And later on, guys, so I'm going to have you guys follow me today. I'm going to have you guys do a ride along with me, do my full time. And sometimes you'll see me not saying much, but concentrating on the road and doing my thing and, doing my full-time job, doing my work. And then I'll have you guys, we'll do a transition to my gig work, and you'll see that. Let's go and ride along with it. I've got a few more minutes to get to work. I might just stop and grab me a cup of coffee. That's what I usually do. So let's do it. No coffee. Let's try this. All right, we got it at the work. Cool. Not working. Nope. Okay, well, that's a failed attempt to get coffee. Thought I'd get my coffee fixed this morning, but the coffee machine is not working. So I'll have to get on my route and get coffee somewhere on my route today. That's how it goes. No, that's how it goes. You gotta bear with it until I get my coffee fixed. It's gonna be a couple hours. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Okay guys, so in my work truck is all checked in, ready to go. Got my paperwork, got my documentation, all set to go. My route today is gonna be, I have one of my long stops first today, so it's gonna be a long ride there, over 2 hours. So it's gonna be a longer trip there, but the route overall is gonna be a short route today. I only got 3 stops, so, but that long stop I'm gonna do here is gonna make the day a little longer. So here we go, let's do it. All right, so halfway to my location and run out of energy. I had to stop and grab my coffee. Having a hard time this morning. I've been off since last Thursday, so now it's just a matter of getting myself back in gear again. I take off the first 2 days of the NCAA tournament, March Madness, every year, Thursday and Friday, the third month of March every year. So sometimes it just takes a few hours to jump back into this. Well, I'm struggling this morning with staying awake, so I had to pull over the side of the road and refresh myself a little bit, grab some coffee, and get to this first stop, man. It's a chore, it's a task right now. So let's do it. Back to the road, guys.
You riding down the street with spray paint on your car because a girl knifed your junk up? Really? Come on, man. When we gonna grow up? You still putting in work in the hood, banging, rolling yellows, Bodak yellow. Grow up. Get out the hood. I seen a dude on a live the other day, and he was at a bar. He's doing like this. I said, oh, God, Lord. Give us maturity in our spirit.
Defendants were taken into custody in the last 24 hours.
Court documents also
Somebody
state
said you're showing your age. And I'm thankful for that, because it's a blessing to get old. Listen, when you age and when you get older, it is a blessing. I'm going to play the video. When you get older, it's a blessing. To show your age is a blessing. Pray that you make it to 30, 40, 50 years old. Pray that you get there. I don't want to be like y'all. You think I want to hang out with you in the same places that you are? I don't want to be with you. I don't want to go to the same spaces that you are. You can't sit where I sit. I sit courtside. You can't afford those seats. You know what I'm saying? I pay my taxes. You can't come to the places that we go to. We like going to cigar bars and listening to jazz music. I still listen to Shaka Khan when I come to work. You know what I'm saying? I like playing Sade. I'm not interested in hanging with you. I don't want to do nothing with you. You play basketball. The way that my knees is set up is that I don't want to tear an ACL, TCL, BCL, or DCL.
Right now, all I listen to right now, every now and then I listen to music, but majority of what I listen to now is YouTube, people on YouTube, people I associate with in the financial space, people I consider mentors, you know, that kind of thing. So this is one of my young guys I listen to on a regular basis. He's pretty good. I guess I listen to about 5 or 6 people on YouTube that I consider partners or in the business and mentors in the business. So I just got down hearing a guy talk about an older guy from LA get caught up in the gang culture, right? And that kind of thing. And he's talking about, man, you too old for this, you too old for that. And I agree. I mean, you get to a certain point in your life, man, those days are over. It's time to move on, right? We can celebrate the past, we go, but we ain't got to live in it, right? So we can honor the past, but we ain't got to live in it, right? So I mean, that's what that's all about. And man, it goes back to, you know, stop trying to compare yourself to other people and be grateful for where you are, and be grateful for wherever you are in life. Be grateful. And that's where my gratitude journal comes in at, man. And I gravitate toward that. About done with my route here now. I'm going to go here and get in the bathroom, maybe grab a little drink, and head on back to my full-time, to end my full-time, and then focus on my gig work. So I just want to chime in, that's where I'm at. And this is, like I said, I want to give you guys like a little tie-in to what I do every day and what I listen to, or where my mind is at when I'm doing my full time. All right, let's do this. Let's get on back. All right, I'm out of work now, so before I start my gig work, I'm stopping at the casino. So let's just let you guys know, every third week of March every year is March Madness. I participate that. I take off the first 2 days, every Thursday and Friday, and participate in March Madness. I don't work. I participate in my March Madness, which means that I take off some money from my budget. I take off work, take off some money from my budget, and specify that for March Madness, either for celebration, food and drink, and then betting on my parlays, making bets on my games. In Nebraska here in Iowa, it's legal. You can have fun with it. So that's what I do. So in that light, I come over here now to collect my winnings. So I won a little bit, lost a little bit, but I'm over here to collect my winnings from last night. So that's what I'm doing. Maristar Casino, that's what it looks like, guys, over here in the great city of, right across the river from Omaha. We're in Council Bluffs, Iowa. We have what, 5 casinos in the area now. Pretty popular. Just a great location for that. But they have sports books in these casinos now where you can bet on games. So it's a fun time of the year. March Madness, college basketball, craziness. So I'm gonna go in this sports book here and collect my money. Okay, guys, so this is what we run into in this situation. I got out of my full-time job around 1 o'clock. I've been sitting here for an hour. I'm over across the river now. We're waiting for a Spark order, and these are the situations you run into. You've been waiting for a while, and sometimes, it's out of your control. The orders are down. There's not a lot of orders coming through, apparently. You can look at the map on the app, and it'll tell you what locations are doing well, what are doing good, what are orders coming through. Yellow represents orders coming through, some, and then red represents hot locations. But for like where I am and what I want to do is I have to be strategic on, either staying where I am at a central location where I can get to some spots faster. I mean, instead of going out to a far out location, so I have to be strategic with what I'm doing. If I go out to a far off location and they don't have, runs for me, I'm just stuck out there. So I want to make sure I get back to a strategic location, and so I'll stay here, a good spot. Sometimes you can move around a little bit to get to a better spot as far as orders coming through. But this is where it is, man. I mean, sometimes one of the drawbacks of doing the gig work is, you're going to be waiting around, right? Because you can't make them send you an order. I mean, you can't make some people order product, right? At Walmart and Sam's Club, for example, right? So, as far as independent contractors, a driver, and you're just sitting around waiting. You're sitting around waiting for them to, send you an order. So that's where it's at. There are times where I've done this before, where I've sat for an hour and then I'll have a big order, and you really have to pay attention, because I'll show you guys the app. You really got to pay attention, because when these orders come through, there's other people waiting too, and you'll hit that accept button. People are waiting around and hitting that accept button. Right? So you got to be really quick. You got to be really quick on the draw, right? Orders come through, you got to be quick if you want it, right? And so orders come through, you're checking locations, you're checking the product, you're checking how many stops and all that, and you got to be quick about it, right? You got to think quick on your feet, because other people are looking at it too, looking at the app, and they're hitting that accept button fast, right? So that's where it's at. I'm sitting here waiting. It's Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. This is Monday. Here I am waiting. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm paying attention to that app, man. Like a hawk, right? Let's get this week going. Let's get this money on. Let's get this bag, right? All right. So that's where it's at. But I'll sit here and wait. I might eventually, if I wait long enough, I'll probably go to another spot in the area to see what happens then. So look like I got something coming through. It's not a big order though. Sometimes you pick up these small orders. Let's see what this is all about. You get these small orders that you either can accept or decline. I think where this is at, I'm gonna decline that because I don't want to deal with stuff downtown. This is a downtown order, and I don't want to deal with it. So you can, if you don't want to deal with the order, you can decline it. Say the order, you feel like the order is, the earnings are too low, you can hit that and cancel the order. So I mean, I just did that. It's only a $15 order. Usually when it gets this late, when it gets like 2 o'clock, I don't accept, $15 orders. If it's earlier, if it's 12:30, yeah, I can do that. I got time to accumulate money throughout the day and night. But when it gets this late, 2 o'clock, I'm turning down small orders like that. If it's, $25, $30 or more, okay, I may do that if it's, 45 minutes to an hour run, maybe. So that's what I'll do. So just want to give you guys a tie into how my apps work, how my gig apps work, and to give you guys a perspective. So here I am, like I said, here I am waiting now for an hour. Sometimes these things work in my favor. Sometimes waiting for an hour, sometimes they don't. So we'll see what happens today, guys. All right. Turning down that low order earlier, and then waiting around after that, did me some good, I guess. I mean, I'll show you guys, this is a bigger order. 6 stops, but the stops I already checked out the stops. They are longer stops, which is, you got to make a decision. I mean, this is an hour and 27-minute run, 46.4 miles. It's a longer distance run, which you usually don't want to take all the time, especially when you want to get back and do other runs. But it's $40. I mean, it's give and take, guys. Sometimes you have to give and take on this thing. It's more miles you don't want to do. I prefer not to do, but it's $40. I can knock it out in an hour, and hour and a half. Sometimes a little, sooner than that, depending on traffic. So here I am, man. I'll take it, and then we'll roll with it. I'm gonna be out late tonight. It sounds like it. That's what they look like. But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. But just to give you guys an example of how my day goes, sometimes you're waiting around and then a big order like this will pop up. This is like a medium order. Sometimes there'll be 60, 70. I think the biggest run I've done for Spark was like $95. And that was a few months ago. But we'll see how it goes. All right, let's go do it. All right, we're here. Let's see how long it takes them to come out and bring my stuff out to me. All right, that didn't take long. Got my Walmart orders. All right, guys, I'm going to take you guys along on this fabulous trip. It's going to be a long one, but hey, I'll do it and get back here and see if I can find some other orders here. So I'll try to make quick work of it, and we'll see what happens today. All right, I'm going to take you guys along with me here. All right.
Is on the right.
Okay, so I got done with my stop. It's about 3:30 now, 3:31. So I think I started my run around 2:20, 2:21. So got done an hour quicker than what I thought. So I'm up here at an area north of Omaha called Missouri Valley. Usually anything on our gig work, as far as delivery time goes, usually goes between, once we get our product, we can usually I guess on the average, for me, I can get to a stop in between 25 minutes and an hour based on traffic and weather, right? Generally in the Omaha area, you can get to a spot between 20 minutes and 45 minutes. So anybody ever said that Omaha is a 20-minute city is I don't know what they're on, but maybe 30 years ago, but it ain't gonna happen now. You're talking about 25 minutes to 45 minutes to an hour in some cases, depending on weather and traffic. So this stop right I am now is 30 minutes from the last stop. So that just give you a perspective where I am. Like I said, I'm in the north of the area of Omaha, Council Bluffs, and so right now I just got done my last stop up here. So one thing good about where I am in Missouri Valley here, I'm not too far from the interstate, so that would take me back to my Walmart of choice. It ain't too far from here. If I was going to another Walmart, it'd be, of course, a longer distance. But when we doing our gig work, we all have all the drivers. I'm assuming, I know for me, I can't speak for them, but for me, I have my Walmart of choice. You know what I'm saying? Not all Walmarts are built the same. Not all Walmarts are, structured. You know what I'm saying? Some Walmarts are more dysfunctional. Sometimes they take, some of these Walmarts take longer to get your product out to your car, to get going. You know what I'm saying? The faster you get your product, the faster you can get done with your stop. The faster you get done with your stop, the faster you can get back and get more orders. So, all right, so that's what I'm getting ready to do now. I'm headed back. right, so I got an order here arriving here at another Walmart. Picking up an order. It's a smaller order, and it's got a couple of country stops on it, at least one. Usually I don't like taking these longer runs, but it's getting later in the evening. The later it gets, the more strategic I have to be. And so I don't think there's a lot of orders coming through. So if that's the case, I'll take some orders coming through, even though they're longer runs. And so just trying to build up my money for this evening. For those of you who didn't see my last video, if you're just joining me now, I'm going to repeat that I'm doing, after my full-time job, I'm doing my gig economy work. It's a business. I create a business out of doing the gig economy work. I treat it just like a business because it is. I'm an independent contractor. And I do two different apps. I do the Spark app, which covers Sam's Club and Walmart. And I'm at a Walmart right now picking up a run. And then after that, I usually switch after my full-time job, I jump to Spark. After Spark for 3-4 hours, I'll jump to the other app called GoPuff. GoPuff is a grocery store fulfillment app. And people order from that grocery store just like a regular grocery store. And we make deliveries to the businesses or their homes. And we go back to do more orders after that delivery. So you get done with the delivery, you go back and get more stuff and make more deliveries. So that's how it works all night long, guys. I usually get home around between 10 o'clock and 10:30 each night between Monday and Friday. And then I do work over the weekends as well. So here I am picking up an order here at Spark at Walmart for Spark. And so I'll just check myself in here at a stall and sit here and wait. Usually I try to get, for each gig app, I try to get $100. I try to build up $100 each night at Spark. And I also attempt to get $100 at GoPuff. That's my goal. $200 total each, $100 each one. So that's my goal. Sometimes it don't work out like that. So again, as the later it gets, the more strategic I have to be on these orders. If I see a lot coming through, if I see a lot of orders coming through, and some of these orders are longer routes, like country routes, I won't do them because I know there's a lot of orders coming through. The likelihood of me getting the order that's close by, it's pretty high. But today there's not a lot of orders coming through, so I have to be very diligent and strategic in getting those to build up my money so I can switch over to GoPuff. And so I have to be very watchful what's coming through. If there's not a lot of orders coming through, I have to get what I can get, even though they're longer runs. So we'll sit here and see how long they get out. They get the stuff out here to my car. All right, all the stuff is here. It took them about 6 minutes to get my stuff out here to me. So got a longer run, hour and 4 minutes, 24 miles. So here we go. I'm gonna knock this out fast, or attempt to knock this out really quick, and then get back and do at least one more good order before I head over to GoPuff. All right, let's do it. Okay, so I'm gonna switch over to GoPuff now. It's about 6:30. Then get my goal at Spark. Sometimes you have nights like that where you fall short of your $100 goal. As I mentioned before, my goal for each app is $100. So I ran short today. I'll show you guys what I got. So that's today. You'll see down below where it says Monday the 24th, $75.43. And then you'll see up top there's a tip that sometimes they'll hold the tip to confirm the tip. And that can take a few hours or to a day. So that'll be on there. It might be on there sometime tomorrow morning or tomorrow early afternoon. So that's a total of, what is that? $75.43 plus $6.50. So you're looking at, what, $81 and some change. So $81 and change. That's going to have to do it. Unless something comes through. I still got the app running for orders, but I can have both apps running at the same time. So I'm going to switch over to GoPuff and see what I can come up with. Again, the goal there is $100. All right, so let's hit it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see here as I pull up to GoPuff, I already got 2 orders to pick up in there already, so they must be on and popping, hot and popping up in there. So they must be on and popping up in there since I got 2 orders already. We'll see how it goes. Tonight, they have a little display on the top of I think the first page of the app that tells you how busy they are. Like give you like an indicator, tell you how busy they are. They can tell you how many drivers have been waiting here. So you can kind of get a gauge for how long you're going to be waiting when you get here. But it just said 2 drivers, and then it was accurate. That's what I see here, 2 drivers, and I'm the 3rd. But I got an order already, 2 orders, so we'll see what happens.
Your destination is on the left. Slight right onto Continental Boulevard. Continue on Fontanelli Boulevard for 3/4 of a mile.
Okay, guys, so the first 2 deliveries are made at GoPuff. So now I'm heading back for more deliveries. One thing I'll say when I'm headed back, where I got you guys, it's just kind of, speak on it a little bit, kind of, say something to your ear a little bit, how I'm thinking, how I'm feeling. Now, I know this is going to be a long process. I'm counting down the days. And some people may say, well, damn, man, you count down 2,000 some odd days to when you're going to be 62. Yeah, I mean, think about it. It's a daunting task to have a challenge that long for 7 years. You bite an elephant one piece at a time, right? To conquer the elephant one piece at a time. And that's how that's going to be, man. For me, I can't speak on it for you or anybody else. I'm not telling you how you guys should do things as far as how you take care of your financial goals and dreams. But for me, that's what I decided to do. And it's a daunting task. I just have to understand there are daily goals, there are, monthly goals, there are yearly goals, and there are my 7-year goals, and if anybody's paying attention, a couple videos ago, I gave out my, at the beginning of the year, in January, I gave out my yearly goal this year is to increase my net worth by $45,000. Now, there's years where I'm going to have to up that ante, right? This year, that's where I'm at, $45,000. And so my goal is not the money thing, guys. It's just pretty much what that signifies if I can go from getting my yearly goal of $45,000, for example, right? And then getting my 7-year goal of $500,000, a $500,000 ticket. It's really, it's the money factor or specifying how much you're shooting for. But specifically, it's more about my consistency of my habits, consistency of my goals, right? Consistency of my due diligence, the consistency of me waking up every day and being consistent with my routine, right? You know, my thought process leads to my behaviors leads to my actions leads to my habits, and my habits leads to routine, and my routine leads to my daily structure of grinding, man, grinding. And that's where I'm doing. And I want to be able to show, like I said before in my last video, I want to be able to display and show my family downline that, hey, this is how he did it, right? This is how he did it. This is how he went about accumulating wealth, his wealth, right? Now, my wealth of $500,000, some of you may go, well, that's not a lot of money. That's not a lot of net worth. It may not be for you, right? Then some of you guys may go, well, damn, 500,000, half a meal ticket, that's substantial, right? That's a lot. And so it all depends who you are. Like I said, we always say, and I always say in my videos, hey, you know, personal finances is just what it is. It's personal. So your goal, your dreams, your net worth goal is going to be different than mine, right? Mine's going to be different than yours. So those out there who said that $1 million, I don't know where they got that figure from. I guess it sounds great, guys. I guess $1 million sounds great. But those of you who are fooled, those of you who believe that $1 million is the end mark, is the benchmark, is the what you should be shooting for, you're wrong, right? You're misguided. It's all about your lifestyle, what you want, and what you're looking for, how you want to live your life, right? For me, I'm a simple guy. I don't need a big, huge network. It'd be nice, I'm going to shoot for it, but I have to also be realistic as well. I mean, the smart goals are, you know, specific, measurable, you know, attainable, you know, and those kind of things where you have to be realistic and you got to put a timeline on it, right? You got to be smart about your goals, and I had to be realistic about my goals, guys. And I can sit up here and all I want and say, oh, I'm shooting for a $5 million net worth, but by the time I'm 62, oh, I can shoot for $1.5 million by the time I'm 62. You got to be realistic. You know, I have to be realistic, and that's not a bad thing. That's just being realistic. You know, you can always shoot for your goals and be gung ho and go after it, and be a grinder and go after it, and, you know, and be a hustler and go after your goals. But hey, you gotta be realistic as well. And so that's all part of where I'm coming from, man. I just want to shoot that out to you guys, and I want to be an example for not only you guys but my family downline, and hey, my present family as well. Anybody want to jump on board? This K-2 train is rolling, and I wanted to up the ante for not just for me, but all the content creators out there. I'm upping the ante to display true transparency on what I go through on a daily basis, and showing you guys my figures and numbers, which will be coming up on a daily basis, to show you guys my net worth, the day, how many days I got left to attain my goal, all that, right? So that's what it's all about. Like I said before, the true currency in the content world is to show, show receipts, right? You may not like it. Now, this is all about not, proving anything, but you also have to show your worth as well. That way you guys can understand where we're coming from, or where I'm coming from when I'm having some talking points, right? Because I lived it, right? It's one thing to somebody come up here and talk, but what are you doing? There's no receipts. Are you living it? Are you living what you say? Are you living that same, are you backing up your talk, right? And so that's what this is all about, man. And so I just want to, rant a little bit, but I want to kind of throw out some things to you guys, and what I'm thinking about, what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing, and to explain to you guys what I'm doing, and part of what I'm doing this for. So many different reasons of my whys, of why I started this process. But continue on that front, many different reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. All right, and I'll talk about more and more about those things as we go along with each particular day goes on in each video. All right, guys. So I'll get back to you. Let me go ahead and check out and see what's going on. Okay, guys. Well, tough day, tough night. I'm getting in. I am getting in a little earlier than usual because I have my schedule has changed, what I'm trying to do. And I'll explain that to you guys down the road here. But so regardless, things, it wasn't a good day. It wasn't a good day. It wasn't a good night. So I'll show you guys my figures. So I'm going to have to make this up sometime this week. But my goals of $100 on each gig. It's been tough, man. It's been rough. Let me show you GoPuff. There we go. There we got it. Okay, there's GoPuff tonight. Not good. You guys are seeing that, right? Hope it's not flip-flop around. So that's 47.15. I hope I have you guys turned around, but all right, so 47.15, and again, usually I'll stay until like 10 o'clock, but I'm going home a little early tonight because I'm gonna explain that to you guys here in a second. And again, that was Spark. That was Spark. So total of $81 some in Spark and $47.15 in GoPuff. So it comes out to what 128? Is that 128? Right off the top of my head. So, the goal of 200 down to 128. So apparently I'm going to have to make that up sometime this week. So I'll look for a better night tomorrow and we'll see what happens. Okay. So you get, like I say, every day is different. It's never the same. It's always different. So it's just I'm going to have to make it up sometime this week. Bottom line.